The first blow didn't come from my parents. It came from a text message that lit up my phone while I was standing outside the restaurant, adjusting my tie. "Don't embarrass us tonight. Just sit quietly." "Mom." I stared at the screen, feeling that familiar tightness in my chest. The kind you get when you already know you're unwanted, but someone still finds a new way to remind you. This was my younger sister Alina's engagement party. A big deal. Fancy restaurant. Extended family. Friends. Laughter spilling out through the glass doors behind me. And yet, before I'd even stepped inside, I felt like a stranger. What none of them knew, what I'd kept quiet for years, was that this restaurant belonged to me. Inside, my parents barely looked at me. My father gave a quick nod, like I was a distant cousin who'd shown up uninvited. My mother leaned toward one of her friends and whispered something, glancing at my worn shoes. They laughed softly. I took my seat at the far end of the table, next to my wife, Sarah. She didn't squeeze my hand, didn't meet my eyes. Her phone was face down, like it had been all week. That was the first crack. Sarah had been distant lately. Missed calls. Short answers. Late nights she blamed on work stress. I told myself I was imagining things. That love meant trust. That marriage wasn't about paranoia. But sitting there, watching her smile at everyone except me, something twisted in my gut. Dinner started. Speeches followed. Then came the insults, soft at first, disguised as jokes. "So," my father said loudly, lifting his glass, "Alina chose well. Not like some people who still can't get their lives together." Laughter rippled down the table. My mother added, "At least her husband can provide. Not everyone gets lucky." More laughter. I felt my face burn. I looked at Sarah, hoping, stupidly, that she'd defend me. Instead, she stared at her plate. That hurt more than their words. As the night went on, I noticed Sarah texting under the table. Quick glances around. A faint smile she hadn't shown me in weeks. When I leaned over and whispered, "Everything okay?" she flinched. "Yeah. Just work," she said, too fast. A moment later, her phone buzzed again. This time, I saw the name flash before she locked the screen. Adil. My sister's fiancé. My heart didn't shatter all at once. It cracked, slowly, like glass under pressure. Suddenly, everything made sense. The late nights. The emotional distance. The way Adil avoided my eyes tonight. The way Sarah laughed at his jokes. I felt sick. Then came the final humiliation. My father stood up again, voice proud and sharp. "We're grateful to the owner of this fine establishment for hosting us," he said, gesturing vaguely around. "Some people dream of places like this. Others just sit in them." He looked straight at me. Something inside me went quiet. I stood up. The room fell into an awkward hush. "I'm glad you like the place," I said calmly. "I spent 7 years building it." Confusion rippled across faces. "I'm the owner," I continued. I didn't mention it because I wanted to be here as family. Clearly, that was a mistake. My mother's glass trembled in her hand. My father's smile collapsed. Sarah looked up at me, eyes wide, not with pride, but fear. That was when I knew. She hadn't just betrayed my trust. She'd underestimated me. Later, in the empty hallway near the kitchen, I confronted her. "How long?" I asked. She cried. Said it just happened. Said she felt invisible. Said she didn't think I'd ever be more than comfortable. I listened. Every word felt like another lie peeling back months of memories, moments I'd cherished that now felt fake. I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I simply said, "You made your choice." The party ended early. My parents didn't apologize. Pride doesn't bend easily. Sarah moved out a week later. Some nights, the silence hurts. Other nights, it heals. I learned something important that night. Not about money, or success, or revenge, but about self-respect. Love that requires you to shrink isn't love. And sometimes, the people who humiliate you the most are the ones who never bothered to see you at all.